All right, everyone. So the marketing team have decided that one of the taglines we're going with is security first. So it's really important that whatever happens, we don't get hacked. Oh, So another day, another bridge hack. Nomad's out $190 million and apparently it was nicked by 300 people. Will they get that money back? Does it even matter? We're going to take a look at that in just a second. Bitcoin is looking a little bit nervous about Nancy Pelosi's jaunt to Taiwan. And Michael Saylor is leaving his role at MicroStrategy. Sort of. Apparently it's to concentrate more on Bitcoin.
Join thousands of NFT traders who already start their day on CryptoSlam.
All right, so this one looks pretty bad, doesn't it? Bridge hackings aren't anything new, just ask the people at Ronin and Harmony, but 300 accounts supposedly involved in this siphoning of $190 million from Nomad. We're going to get some expert analysis from Jasper Lee of smart contract auditing firm Suho.io in just a second. First though, let's hear more about exactly what happened with Forecast's Danny Park. Danny's with us now. Danny, WTF?
What happened with Nomad is one of the most chaotic hacks that Web3 has witnessed. So this 200 million exploit perpetrated Nomad's cross-chain bridge. And this is nothing like what we've seen with Ronin or Harmony Bridge. Those two bridges were hacked by one or two groups of hackers, likely from North Korea, who have expert knowledge. But in Nomad's case, there's reportedly over 300 perpetrators that took advantage of what seems to be a technical flaw that occurred after a regular update on Nomad's smart contract.
Yeah, look, Nomad has apparently said law enforcement are on the case, whatever that means. So what happens now?
It has updated its followers on Twitter that it's working with, like you said, the law enforcement and crypto intelligence firms to trace and recover the stolen funds. It's also developing an action plan to fix the tech flaw that resulted in this hack in the first place on Nomad's smart contract. And it has given its followers an address for white hackers or white hat followers to send back the stolen funds.
And how do you reckon this is going to impact the wider crypto sphere?
There are already reports that Nomad hack might be indirectly affecting Cardano users, since a layer 2 protocol named Milkomeda C1 that was launched earlier this year allowed users to send assets back and forth from Cardano and Ethereum blockchain using Nomad. So of course, Cardano users are affected, but of course I expect this is another huge blow to the trust in cross-chain bridges and decentralized applications as a whole.
All right, Danny, thanks for that. Let's bring in Jasper now. Jasper, Nomad's got law enforcement on the case, as we heard Danny mention there. Is there, though, any chance at all that it's going to get this money back?
I think they cannot retrieve their funds. That means the $190 million just lost to just decentralized to some anonymous hackers.
All right, and what happens to Nomad now?
I would think Nomad bridges also have a lot of good investors, such as famous investors such as Coinbase Ventures or OpenSea. So they have lots of funds. So it's pretty small. It seems small to the large venture funds. The $109 million can be recovered by them.
All right, thanks for that, Jasper. That was Jasper Lee from Suho.io. Over in the markets, jitters around US Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan amid some warnings from China has hit. Stocks has hit crypto as well, trending downwards. Bitcoin 2% lower at the 23,000 mark as of 9 a.m. Hong Kong time. Ethereum down about the same, sitting at a little over $1,600. Forecast Lachlan Keller has a bit more on the market action.
Pelosi's visit prompted condemnation from Beijing and raised tensions between China and the US. Most major cryptocurrencies were down at 9 a.m. Hong Kong time. However, BNB gained above 2% to trade at over $280. And Ethereum Classic rose over 10% to trade at $36 amid a surge of interest ahead of Ethereum's merge. While Kronos, the native cryptocurrency of Crypto.com's Kronos chain, was up more than 8%. That's after the announcement of an upgrade to the network Monday. Meanwhile, in US equity markets, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed down 1.2% on Tuesday, while the S&P 500 index finished the day down 0.6%. Nasdaq Composite Index was down just about 0.16%. An expert told Forecast the market reaction is not surprising at all following Pelosi's visit to Taiwan.
Certainly the normal markets are acting with caution. It's an unknown as far as, and the caution is not about so much about the trip, which was reasonably well heralded and had been talked about for a couple of weeks. I think the caution is more about what is going to be the response from China.
It's the first time in 25 years for a US House Speaker to visit Taiwan. Prior to Pelosi's arrival, CNN reported that Beijing warned of the egregious political impact of a visit to the island, which China claims is part of its territory. But Andrew Sullivan believes it won't do China any good if they seal off Taiwan.
China has a real risk here in blockading Taiwan. It itself relies on Taiwan for a lot of its chips. So it needs that for its automotive industry, it needs that for a lot of its domestic white goods industries. So it can't afford to be too hardball here. And similarly, it can't afford to upset too many international countries.
As for the crypto market, Sullivan says there are more educated investors now who are looking beyond what's happening in the macro space.
As far as the crypto goes, and certainly Bitcoin, we've seen some stability there around the 23,000. Almost regardless of what the news has been doing, it's found that as very much its sort of a tether point at the moment. People are looking at some of the other cryptocurrencies as maybe they might be more important going forward. And I think that just shows you that there's a more educated investor coming into the sector. Garners just the pure momentum of let's buy Bitcoin because it's going up.
I'm Lachlan Keller. Forecast.
There's apparently been a little bit of a shake-up at MicroStrategy, or has there? CEO Michael Saylor is stepping down to become executive chairman. The company said it means the Bitcoin bull can focus more on its acquisition strategy and his related advocacy initiatives. He has already been doing a lot of that, as we know. Saylor said what this means, however, is that the company can now focus more on its enterprise software business separately from Bitcoin. According to Bitcoin Treasuries, MicroStrategy's Bitcoin holdings currently worth just shy of $3 billion, making it the largest corporate holder of BTC. However, yesterday's earnings report showed it took an almost $1 billion hit in Q2 as a result of the drop-off in price that we've seen in Bitcoin. And finally, could we be seeing the development of a new line of business in the crypto space? Tax experts. TaxCrypt is a new service launched in India. It's designed to help investors handle the country's crypto tax laws. We know those are pretty stringent. 2 different taxes on crypto have been implemented by the government there just this year. Many have been complaining that they're too high and too complex, especially when making small transactions. According to a recent survey, 83% of traders have been put off making too many transactions as a result of these taxes. With governments around the world considering taxes on crypto earnings and transactions, there could potentially be a lot more to come, so watch that space. All right, that is it from us for today. Like and subscribe to this video for more content like it. Let us know your thoughts as well on what's happening in the comments.